Hey y'all, this is Charlotte Carol. Oh, damn it. This is Anso. I'm here on Charlotte Carolina's channel. Not just a slogan, soon to be a real name. And it seems like Trump supporters have turned on him. Some of them. We're going to react to this. I'm seeing it as you're seeing it. Okay, now it's
Small rural town in Virginia, which overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump, is slowly but surely turning its back on the president because of his reaction and response to COVID-19. Now, the specific area is known as the Northern Neck or Northern Neck. And the report is actually pretty incredible because it talks to a number of people who rely on fishing, basically supplying seafood to restaurants. So they've been hurt hard by what's going on. And the reporter for this story, Jeff Newman, mentions how this area was just like littered with Trump signs. And now it seems like it's harder to find a pro-Trump sign in someone's front yard. So Newman writes, a recent letter to the editor printed in the Northern Neck News, a local newspaper, read, "Nothing has highlighted Trump's ineptness to lead more than the current crisis." Another piece accuses the president of sleepwalking and being tone deaf in his response to the global health crisis. Newman also writes a recent.
They were saying that he was too relaxed about it. He was too calmed about what was going on. I guess his hometown, where he's from, they deal with a lot of fishing. That's their main income, and now they're being hurt. And whatever about the stimulus check or whatever, the money's not coming in fast enough for them to take care of their families.
Centers for Disease Control mailer titled, quote, "President Trump's Coronavirus Guidelines for America," was widely mocked among locals here as nothing more than flimsy campaign propaganda, government instructions to help prevent the virus spread that Trump himself seems to undermine. And then I want to read just a few quotes before you jump in, Cenk. Cliff, who is a Chesapeake Bay waterman, was quoted as saying, and these are all people who originally supported Donald Trump. He said, "A few weeks ago, I could ignore the parts of his personality I didn't like. That's over. I don't believe anything he's saying now." Matt also said he also said, quote, "He's got no idea what the hell he's doing. And I think he's flat out lying to everyone about how bad it, meaning coronavirus, really is and how bad it."
See, that's what they've been saying before, because he was talking about having everybody in church on Easter. Well, Easter's tomorrow, and everybody's still under quarantine. So they don't feel that he's telling the truth about this. And obviously, he wasn't telling the truth about that. And some think that just because the election is coming up, that he's doing this for the election.
Going to get. Cenk, jump in.
Yeah. So look, I've grown a little skeptical of the stories where Trump supporters turn on him because a couple of days later they turn back. Right? So having said that, there's a real reason why this might be different. So a couple of times I've pinpointed stories where he really did get hurt, and then we went back later and showed you the polling to see that he really did. Like the withdrawal from northern Syria really hurt him with the military, and a lot of the service members then liked Trump a lot less because they felt like he abandoned our allies, the Kurds in northern Syria. Give you that as an example of something that actually did hurt him. So in this case, why would it hurt him? Well, he's so happy about the ratings, the press conferences that he's doing, and he's a showman. That's what he is. He's the leader of a three-ring circus, and so he loves the circus. He loves to go out. He loves to do his rallies. He can't do the rallies anymore, so he's doing the press conferences. He's having tons of fun, talking about how he used to sleep with models, taking questions about Joe Exotic, and etc. And a lot of people are watching. He's right about that. But the problem is, normally his supporters have the news filtered through Fox News. So they'll take clips of Trump and they'll twist it to make it look like he's smart and he knows what he's doing. But when you watch Trump unadulterated for a long time every day, about something you care about and you're worried about, and you're worried about your family, and you go, wait, but I remember him saying 2 days ago that it wasn't that big a deal. Wait a minute.
Well, you know, when you support somebody, you're supposed to know who you're supporting. But I guess they figured since Trump is as he is, you know, hey, he's a good businessman, but running the country and making a lot of decisions for a whole hell of a lot of people. That's different. So now they think of making scratching their heads. And what did we do? We shouldn't have supported him because he's not looking out for us. He's not looking out for the best for the United States.
I remember saying a couple of days ago this exact opposite of what he's saying now. And that happens over and over and over again until Matt and whoever else in Northern Neck turn around and go, that guy's lying, right?
Yeah.
But if you haven't noticed, a lot of the news people have been stumbling over their words and giving stuff away. If you looked up at Charlotte's earlier video on that, you see them stumbling and they're telling the secrets because they're stumbling. And I guess they're not supposed to say it. They try to fix it, but they can't.
In fact, Matt said that Trump thinks we're all stupid and will show up for him no matter what, or will show up for him no matter what. At this point, I can't imagine bringing myself to do that. We need a guy like Cuomo handling this for the whole country. It's really bad up there, and he's being honest with people. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, look, Cuomo made mistakes, too. New York Times had an interesting article about that. And de Blasio made mistakes, too. And look, folks do. And some of them were serious. You know, I'm, before coronavirus, not a big fan of Andrew Cuomo. He's a very establishment Democrat, et cetera, right? But the reason why the Matts of the world are saying that is because Cuomo, when he does his press conference, is a great juxtaposition to Donald Trump. He looks like a grown-up, and he levels with people. And so when things are bad, he tells them it's bad. And he doesn't try to dress it up so that he looks good. And look, people have a good enough sense of, if they're watching something for long enough, right, and unfiltered enough, of who's full of crap and who isn't. And you watch Cuomo and you go, yeah, I mean, that guy's leveling with us. You watch Trump and you're like, that guy's putting on a show, man. And one of the guys in that story said the same thing that I was thinking. He's like, well, look, I could put up with his antics before, but now it's serious. Exactly. Before, you know, we're going to do...
Yeah, but before, you should have been serious. You shouldn't have said his antics and the things that he does, and that's fine with you, and support him. Because if you support somebody, you're supposed to support him to the end. But I guess it's been dealing with your health and your family. If you don't feel they're doing what you want them to do or they should be doing, then, hey, adios.
With Iran or not, I don't know. Iran's a long way away from us. I can't quite relate. Oh, there was a hurricane down in Puerto Rico. You know, if you're a conservative, they're like, if it didn't affect me, it didn't happen. Don't care, right? But now it affects all of us, and it's about them, so they do care. Then they watch him for guidance, and they go, oh, wow, I didn't know he was that full of crap. Well, breaking news, he is.
All right, so there you have it. Trump supporters are turning against him because they don't think he's telling the truth. And with that, I am out.